Randy, to me, this is just an interesting little microcosm of this return, right? Micah Parsons coming back and all the emotions that go with that. But you were very strong telling me last night what you don't want to see from him before this game.
One thing you talked about him coming back in that suite. I talked about last night about him bottling his emotions, being able to control himself, keep things under wraps. And, you know, you was with a great fan base in the Cowboys, and now you're with the Green Bay fan base. So I'm just talking for the fan base. One thing they don't want to see, they do not want to see him on the field kissing and hugging and doing all that. Whatever you did in Dallas, you left in Dallas. You're one of the Packers now. So what I say about bottling the emotion, he has to be able to control himself. And one thing about Dak Prescott talking about he has to get through my offensive line, my tight end, my running back to get to me. I started this show out talking about the Tasmanian devil. Y'all know what the Tasmanian do when things get in his way. He move him out the way and get what he wants. So be careful what you ask for, Dak.
And that's emotions from Micah. There's emotions on the Dallas side of the ball. I was a part of this when I was with the Patriots, and we got rid of Lawyer Malloy a week before the season opener. And that very team we played in the opener, the Buffalo Bills, and we could not help but be on that sideline, look across, and see our former teammate, who was also a captain, and think that he should be with us. Those are emotions that are hard to get over. We got shut out and lost 31-0. So those type of emotions from the Dallas Cowboys players, they've got to come over it quickly. Like, this guy wanted to go, we got to play football, but man, that should be with us. That's going to be hard for them also.
This one is so unique. Listen, I've been traded twice. I've played former teams, but this happened a month ago, right? It is so recent. And I think all of us up here couldn't fathom him not being a Cowboy this season. And it was so public and ugly. And this sweet thing is like a microcosm of that. That would piss me off. Are you kidding me? Jerry, you can't sell that to somebody else? Like, are you kidding me? Like, what are we doing? This Packers defense is for real. And they are going to show it today. I know they got some injuries. This Dallas offense has some injuries, 2 up front, CeeDee Lamb out. It's going to be hard for them to put up some points against this defense. And it's not just Micah. This is the thing. Like, everybody's better on this defense. Is it a coincidence that Rashawn Gary is leading the NFL in sacks on the other side? Is it weird that these DBs got a lot better all of a sudden? They're squatting on everything, right? They got a lot of confidence. This guy is just such a difference maker. And listen, I think we talked about the emotion all over the place, but I think this Green Bay team wants to go play well for him, right? They got their new teammate. They're coming in there. Everybody likes to beat the Dallas Cowboys. They for sure want to go in there and do this for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so funny because, like I said, it was the worst trade in NFL history, Alex. And you know why? For that reason. He makes everybody better.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look how sorry Dallas's defense has played. I mean, seriously. There's no other way of putting it.
They're the worst
right?
in the league.
I mean, the worst defense in the league. And isn't it amazing? Like, they have 2 great corners with all those interceptions and scoring on defensive takeaways. Bland and Diggs and all that stuff. Yeah, they're guess gamble corners. They could be because of the pass rush that Micah Parsons provided and his teammates. All right, because Micah's not just about himself wrecking shop. His teammates will wreck shop with him because all the attention is on him. So you elevated a top 5 defense, by the way, in Green Bay. You added Micah Parsons. And now your defense has been absolutely putrid. By the way, as bad as they are, all right, with Micah Parsons not being there, that's not the only reason. Guys, these guys have no clue what they're doing. I call them Doomsday defense, right? Let's roll a couple of plays here. I got a screen pass coming up, all right, on this first one here. I believe it was like 3rd and 8 or something like that, or 3rd and 9. Let me see it here. Okay, 3rd and 8. Now, there's a rule here. Rush the passer. By the way, D-line, they haven't rushed a passer forever. They all think they're Warren Sapp. All right, roll this back, please. Just bring it back a little bit if we can possibly do it, because I want to show you a couple things here. All right, we're going to send the play here. All right, I screwed this up. But you're seeing these sorry guys all over the place here. They got one guy chasing the football, okay? That's great. But now watch this one. I thought they were playing with only 10 guys. What coverage is that? What coverage? That guy's so wide open, I couldn't tell. I've only been around the game for 100 years. And look, cute little smile on your face, Eberflus. You forgot you were with the Bears. You smile because the Bears scored. Oh, no, you're the defensive coordinator. They have no clue. But I got to tell you something. Yeah. The fundamentals are atrocious. And if we could possibly show that screen pass just one more time, because here's why. All right, 3rd and 8. All right.
Here it is.
Here's something right here. The center, whenever you see the center follow the back, it's a screen. How do you heck not know it? And now, as the play goes down, I'm going to show you something here. See, he cuts him off. Go inside out. How many tackles has the sideline ever missed? That would be zero. Yeah. Go inside out to the ball. It's just like crazy. I hate seeing them. Fundamentally, they're awful, Moss.
Real quick, can I get back to Micah Parsons? Because when he went and played the Detroit Lions week 1, everybody wanted to know what was the Green Bay Packers defense going to look like. Well, one thing that it did look like, they moved Parsons in different spots in the front, and that's how the Detroit Lions struggle. Tonight's game, we're just going to run the Micah Parsons sides. No, you're not, because they're going to move Parsons, no different than they did in week 1. So like I said, the Tasmanian Devil is going to be in all types of gaps throughout the 4 quarters. They just have to find that way to get back to
Dallas is missing 2 starting offensive linemen. Also, this can get ugly.
Yeah. So I expect them to go over the center. To put him over the center and let him do his little basketball shake and bake that you're mentioning, Moss.
If the Cowboys are going to have a chance, listen, with the injuries they have, they got to run the football, right? They got 2 non-starters up front. They got no CeeDee Lamb. And then that defense has got to play a whole lot better if they're going to have a chance in this ball.
I'm not sure how much more brutal things could be. Shefty said the trade was a month ago today. When we woke up a month ago today, the 2 best players on the Cowboys were CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons. One of them isn't playing. The other one's playing on the other team. But, Randy, when you go from one team to another, especially when you were just there a month ago, the emotions on both sides, right? The Packers, as Lindsay is saying, wanting to show Micah we're on your side. And the Cowboys, of course, there have to be a lot of emotions there as well. But the one from Micah is the one that matters the most.
You know, it just really, now that the game is here, you know, we have to wait till tonight for us to be able to see what Micah Parsons is going to do with the Cowboys. But one thing that really stood out to me while we're sitting here talking about the Cowboys is something that we really haven't talked about, a player. And I'm talking about Jake Ferguson at tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. I talked earlier about George Pickens and what it meant to him, knowing he's in a contract year. But the question for me is Jake going to help George, or is George going to help Jake? I think George is going to help Jake. Jake's been there long enough with CeeDee Lamb, putting up those type of numbers. Second in all of football in receptions at the tight end position. So everything that's being said about Micah Parsons on the other side, the Dallas Cowboys have to bottle their emotions too. So I look for a big day coming out of the offense.
I think kind of a narrative that's getting lost in all the Micah stuff is, listen, this Packers team has big aspirations, Super Bowl aspirations. They laid a dud last week against the Browns. There's no way they are happy about watching that film. And now you get an opportunity on Sunday Night Football to play the Dallas Cowboys. There will be some eyeballs watching. You have to know they want a shot at redemption. And on that note, Jordan Love, right? You finally are playing with an elite defense. There's some maturity there as a quarterback, knowing that you might be in some of these games where punting is okay, right? They're trying to force the ball late and make a play. Like, let's end every possession with a kick, and I think your team is going to win more often than not.
Yeah, week one after Micah got traded, I said how I was happy for Micah because he's going to find out, because he didn't just switch teams, he switched cultures. Yes. He switched cultures, and did we just do a piece on the scrum?
Yes.
Jerry Jones. And I mean, it's fun. Everybody, all the reporters that are in and everything, but that's their perspective. And that environment is not conducive to winning. Yeah. Jerry Jones is the biggest distraction in the National Football League, in my opinion. I know where I came from. Everyone knows where I came from in New England and how it was. But to me, that's how you win. Okay, that's how you win. And you don't have an owner / general manager that feels like it's his show every single time after a game when he opens that door. This is my show. These are my answers. Well, you can't make a tackle and you can't win championships. And that's a huge reason why they haven't. It's because he's the biggest distraction in the National Football League. And I'm happy for Micah. Once again, I'll say it again, because now he's in Green Bay, and now there's a culture that knows how to win.
I got to say this. I think Jerry Jones has been one of the best things in the National Football League. He generates so much attention to his football team, to the league, and everything else. So for that, it's good. Is it a distraction for his team? You bet it is.
Yeah, for the league,
I think it's going to be
money, everything.
Absolutely.
That's great, right?
And I think, and to be honest with you, I think he's good for Dallas because he is the Dallas Cowboys. The impact of Micah Parsons, we've seen the effect it's had on the Green Bay Packers. And we've also seen the effect it's had on the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, we have.
You said it was the worst trade in NFL history, and now you're defending him.
No, I'm not. I'm defending Jerry Jones, the guy that is good for the National Football League. Absolutely, I am.
Hey, what's the
There's a-
defense?
there's a-
Absolutely, I
there's a
am.
league-
By the way, how much these players are
you're
getting
talking
double the
business.
money because of
You're
Jerry
talking
Jones.
business in the billions
I
of
know.
dollars that are.
Hey,
the business don't matter
Can
about
we get
winning
back,
championships.
Can we get back to the game
Very
real quick?
quickly.
What is the player for the Green Bay Packers that they traded Parsons for?
Kenny Clark.
Kenny Clark.
That's another name we're sitting up here. He have to bottle his emotions too. So I'm looking for Kenny Clark to see what type of impact he's going to have for the Dallas Cowboys tonight also.
Just a little taste of how much anticipation there is for this show tonight.